Hi. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Faith Bremner, uh, Deputy Political Leader, Tobago People's Party, Deputy Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, Secretary with responsibility for health, wellness, and social protection, Area Representative for Belgarden, Morgan, which goes all the way from Gosborough by the bridge all the way to Kendall Farm School Junction. So I am here on this Friday evening. Yes, I am doing my weekly check-in on a Friday evening this week because I think if I don't do it today, tomorrow, Saturday is so hectic that I may not be able to do it. So I'm doing it now. So it's literally going to be 5 minutes. It's going to be 5 minutes because I am at home. As you can see, if you've seen me, if you've been following me, you know that this is my home studio here, right? Yeah. Been gone all day, literally all day. Had so many things today, but I am just waiting for a couple minutes before I jump onto one last meeting for the evening. But I wanted to do the weekly check-in. I wanted to do the weekly check-in to say to you all how all are going. It's been a wonderful week, right? It's been a wonderful week. Let me tell you all about my week, though. There are two things that happened this week that I think were amazing. There are a lot of things that happened this week. Okay, a lot happened this week, but there are two that I want to talk about that happened this week. The first was, oh wait, what was it first? Yeah, we actually had a really nice collaboration this week with the Trinidad and Tobago Association for the Hearing Impaired, and they have DRETCHI. I can't remember what DRETCHI stands for, but it's basically a part of TAHI where they do screening for hearing loss and diagnostic testing for hearing loss. So this is the third time we're doing it, where we are partnering with them, where we actually brought them to Tobago. So when you usually have to go to Trinidad to go to DRETCHI, we brought them to Tobago. They were in Roxborough by the hospital on Wednesday, and they've been in the Scarborough Library. Yeah, it's been a long day. Scarborough Library on Thursday and today, Friday. And I thought it was a really, I'm excited to be a part of doing partnerships like this because it's important to be able to provide holistic, holistic care to the people on the island, and being able to hear, um, well is part of being well. It's part of being healthy. Um, so yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that because it means we have one more service on the island that somebody would have had to go to Trinidad for today. So that was one thing. I tell you, today's weekly check-in is going to be really. If you look at my eyes, you can tell I am a teeny mini bit tired, just a bit. Two things happened today though. Two things happened today. We had the dental department of the Tobago Regional Health Authority had a health fair in the in the Lowlands Mall. So we had a nice little opening ceremony. Part of the health fair included them having the finals for the um, uh, dental health primary school, not preschool, primary school quiz. That was fun. That happened today. And we were talking about the fact that our oral health, again, the same thing like with our ears. If our teeth and our gums and our mouth is unhealthy, we are unhealthy because these things are linked to so many other diseases. And quite frankly, if your mouth hurting you, it's really just an uncomfortable place to be. It's physically just an uncomfortable place to be. No, but the thing though, at the end of it, I actually was chatting with one of the staff there. They have really cool staff. And we were chatting with one of the staff there. And I was looking through a questionnaire that they had. And the first question was, what kind of toothbrush should you be using? And of course, they have the soft, medium, hard. And I said, well, I don't like the soft because the soft don't feel like it brushing my teeth. When I brush my teeth with soft toothbrush, my mouth does still feel dirty. And that is when the lovely lady said to me, I used to be like that too until I went to dental school. And now that I've come out of dental school and I've been a dentist for all this time, or dental, oh gosh, I think she was a dentist. Please forgive me. Yeah, no, she was a dentist. For all this time, she was explaining that when we use the medium or hard brush, the feeling of clean that we get, that crack, is actually the toothbrush removing the enamel, stripping away the enamel from our teeth. And in fact, what is safer for us to use is actually the soft, where it can just flake off the flake off the plaque and flake off the food and flake off the things from our teeth that need to not be there. So we need to actually, all of us need to be using soft toothbrushes. Who knew? Who knew? I was really, really happy for that chat. And we were talking about a couple other things as well. But that was cool. And then, so at the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, we went today, um, Mental Health Day, World Mental Health Day. And the way we've been celebrating World Mental Health Day in the division for the last couple of days, the last couple of years, is doing stuff internally for the staff. So we've had like, there's a movie for adults, movie for children. There was a treasure hunt where there were different teams. Each department had its own team and they were part of the treasure hunt because we need to ensure, listen, I need to ensure that my staff works so hard for the Tobago public, and we need to ensure that they are fine themselves because they work really, really hard for the Tobago public, and they need to be healthy themselves. They need to be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of the things that cause us to be well. So that was cool today. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the fact that we finally going to hear the budget this year, for this financial year, this 2025-2026. So you know that the financial year runs from October in one year all the way to the end of September. So we are in October. So in essence, we've actually started the financial year, but we ain't get the budget yet. The budget going on read on Monday, and we are actually going to go down. Well, some of us, I don't know that everybody's going to go down, but some of us are going to go down to actually go into the parliament to hear Minister Tanko read his first budget. We're excited about this. But what I'm more excited about, or if I'm brutally honest, is let me step back a little bit. We spent the last 4 years as a Tobago House of Assembly coming across every single obstacle that was available. It's kind of like, I don't even know how we did the things we did, because at every corner, at every turn, there was somebody, there was some agency, there was something trying to make what we are trying to do difficult. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, to the point where police even run up in my house, the same house where I am now, my grandfather's house. My grandfather, who was an honorable man, I don't even think I've ever seen anybody play cards in this house from back then, or smoke cigarette in this house. Like, this was a house, an honorable house, and these people actually sent police to run up in my house to say, but I doing this or I doing that. And that is just an example of the fact that while the administration, the Tobago People's Party administration, has been trying to do so much, we have come across so much opposition. We have come across so much red tape. I have a friend who calls it red tape. So, you may have the money to do it. You may have the resources to do it. You may have the skills and the talents to do it. But if you're coming across red tape right through, you can't get it done unless you see an example. Something as simple as, I heard Secretary James, I think, one time talking about the fact that there's a ravine, a river, a water course. Let's put it that way. That is the safest word to use. A water course somewhere down in the west that they want to dredge because of how it's blocked. It causing mosquito, blah blah blah. Typical thing. People calling me and telling me the place full of mosquito because this water course there, that. And when they tried to do it, the EMA basically said, we cannot give you approval, and the process to get approval is going to take 2 or 3 years. So that is a perfect example of us wanting to do something, us having the resources to do something. So we have the technical capacity, we have the money, because in the budgets we got the money, or we were able to scrape from other places to make sure that the finances was available to do it. But even though we had the money and we had the resources, so I'll use the word resources, we couldn't get it done. So, I am actually looking forward to hearing in the budget, not necessarily the dollar figure, not necessarily the amount of the budget in terms of like percentage, or even the actual dollar amount, how much ever billions. That is important. But what I realize is that over the last couple of years is that we need to have, you know, smart money, money that will actually resources that will actually do what we need it to do. And we needed to be in an environment that would allow us to do what we need to do. So that environment will ensure that, for example, we do not have state agencies coming against us just because we are a different administration today, so they're coming against us and they're preventing us from doing things, or not giving a non-objection letter when all you need is a letter that says, yeah, let them go ahead and do it. What we need is smart money, which is not necessarily plenty money, is not necessarily a whole lot of money. It is money within an environment that is an enabling environment. Those of us who did public health and social sciences, we know that term, an enabling environment. So I am actually excited to listen on Monday to the budget, to hear Mr. Tanku speak about the 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 policy the policy directives of the government that would allow whatever resources come to the Tobago House of Assembly to be classified as smart money, so that those of us in the Tobago House of Assembly can then take it and use it to make Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. Because honest to God, that is all we want to do. That is all we want to do. That is all we really, really want to do. We want to do that for the people of Tobago. So I'm excited to go and listen to that. I'm excited to go and listen to that. So yeah, okay, so I see that my other thing is about to start. Let me wrap up this now. Guys, I just wanted to say hello. Thank you all so much for supporting. Thank you all so much for continuing to be there. And let me just say quickly, listen, I was on my way out the house the other day, and I was standing right in front of the bakery. I think that was this morning itself. And I heard somebody scream my name, and then the person ran up to me and gave me a hug. And I'm like, okay, who's this? Because I kind of turned around expecting it to be somebody that I actually know. And it was not somebody who I know. It was somebody who follows me on social media. And she was just so happy to actually see me in person and meet me in person and so forth. And honestly, that little hug from her, it kind of brightened my morning. To be honest, it brightened my morning because it was like a positive interaction with another human being. Not even somebody who I know personally to say, well, they know me, they was something for me, blah, blah, blah. No, just positivity being moved from one person to the other. So to that lady this morning, thanks for the hug. Yeah, thank you so much for that little hug, and thanks for introducing yourself to me. Alright guys, see you all again this weekly check-in. I am insisting on doing these weekly check-ins, even if I have to do them from my bed. We're doing them. Yeah? Have a blessed weekend. Bye.